So that is what I like to call a gummy bear. Hey guys, Tish from Python Spawn. So we're back to like normal vlogging. It's nothing like, giveaways or anything like that. So we're gonna redo this now. New year, second year now. Second year of YouTube, Vinny. Aren't you excited? ASF explaining, a little bit more in depth, not in full, but a little bit more in depth on how I do all that. So come on in. Hi guys. So as I was talking about on the intro, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth because I did, I believe you guys remember last video, we asked what new videos you guys want to see, and that was one of the biggest ones. They wanted to explain a little bit more in depth on my ASF. Now this could be a really long video, so I'm probably gonna do this as a part 1. This part 2 is probably gonna go with a more experienced ASF breeding person, and I have to still let them know that I want to do a video with them, and hopefully they can explain a lot more. But this is how I got a lot of my information from these people, which is Biggie's Reptiles, Eric from Biggie's Reptiles, and Sal from Gomez Pythons. They have answered the majority of my questions about this ASF breeding, and they've helped me out throughout it, especially Biggie's Reptiles. So this whole setup is what we're going to go over, and what I have in it, what are the combinations I have in it, how I breed them, how I take them out of their environment into another one, who do I feed off, and things like that. Now, viewer discretion advised. I am going to talk about my live feedings. I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to show it, but I am going to talk about it and the process that I do to separate who I feed and who I do not. But before we get into the main video, I want to do a couple of sticker shout outs. I have JL Royals. Awesome. JL Royals. They have a hologram one. Is it hologram? Holographic? Not hologram. Holographic. And there's their business card. It says, love the videos, best of luck, Jordan, at JL Royals. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I have... Oh yes, I know these guys. Sure. They have a lot of nice stickers. Wow, that's what I'm gonna go. These are awesome. So they got cold-blooded muscles, cold-blooded muscle. Really cool logo. Really, really freaking cool, guys. That's an awesome. Oh, I love it. Live through knowledge, not in fear. I love it. That's very similar to turn fear into desire. That's awesome. I love it. I love the sayings. They gave me 2 of those. So here's another one. And of course they have the holographic ones. Now I apologize guys, I have been so swamped with work. I will get back your sticker swaps. Everybody that has hit me up and has sent them to me, I will get them to you. It's just been crazy with work and the animals and everything. I will get them to you. So I apologize for the delay. They will be sent out as soon as possible. Okay, let's get straight into this video. Wanna just jump right in it. Be right back in 2 seconds. See, I told you, 2 seconds. All right, so the first thing I wanna tell you guys, when I believe when you guys first, when I told you guys I had this rack, I said I didn't know if I wanted to keep ASFs and mice in it. Well, I decided on mice too. So we have 4 containers or 4 bins of ASFs. These are 2 established colonies. So in these colonies, I do have, and they stay in their little house too. I'm not going to disturb them too much. I have a 2.6. 2.6. And they're all established. 2, 4, 6, 2.8, or no, 2.7. I have a 2.7 because I used to have a 2.8. And this is something I don't really like to tell people, but it was something that happens. It is something that happens. You know, that freak accidents happen. So one of the mothers, they got stuck on the wire and she passed away. And very rare, I don't know exactly what happened, but I found her like that. So that was really depressing. Anyway, so what happens is I keep the 2.8, but I have a 2.7 in here. And these guys were established. I bought these from the Hamburg Reptile Expo about December. I got these in December. They actually produced a lot better than the original ones I bought. So these guys, they, once they're in here, you can't separate them. So I bought them together, they stood together. I specifically got 2.8 for the first colony. That's all I bought, was a 2.8. Then they produced their own and I separated. So once these guys started to produce, there's an age that you start to separate. So this is a little older than a weaned. You can go a little bit smaller than that to separate, but it's a little boy, by the way. So the farther down it is, the penis will be a little bit farther. Oh, don't poop. The penis will be a little farther down, and the female, it's going to be a lot closer to the butthole. I don't know how to say that properly in a nicer way. Anyway, I'm sorry, Mama. So she's feeding all her babies. So once they get to about that age, like this is way too young, they're not weaned yet. See that? Come here, little pumpkin. I call them popcorns at this age because that's what they do. They pop, 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 pop. So that's a popcorn age, and they're little, I guess you can call them hoppers, and they don't have their eyes open. They're not weaned, and they're not eating on their own. They're still feeding off of the mom. So those guys cannot be separated yet. But it's crucial that you guys separate. It's crucial that you guys separate at the right time, because you don't want to separate them too early, because once you separate them from their mom and they can't eat on their own, then you have a problem. They're not going to be able to survive. And you don't want to separate them too late, because then they're going to be established in this colony. So once they're established in this colony, you can't really separate them, because then they're going to start to kill things off. So what you do is at that weaned stage, you take them out and you put them with either your feed off pile, which I hate to say that, but it's what it is, your feed off section or your colony section. And you do that until you get an established colony of your own, or you feed off. That's really what you're doing. Can you get down, please? Thank you. These actually are not very mean. They don't even try to bite me. So, you know. So that's the first colony. The second colony is a little bit smaller because I took from this 2.8, I took a 2.4. And they're doing really well. They have their own babies, as you can see. They do very well. But I wanted to start a smaller colony just to make sure that they're going to be okay. They're doing very well. They don't see, the moms are not that mean, as like people say. I'm touching their baby and she's not really coming after me at all or anything like that. But once this is established, I'm not going to add anybody else. Now, I may let one of their offspring stay in here to grow the colony, but I'm not messing with this colony. Now, this is a colony I recently separated. So when they were about this, when they were about this age, I separated them out. I believe I have a 2.6 in here as well. Yeah, 2.6. And they're not old enough to breed yet. So they haven't been breeding. They're growing out. This is my little grow out section. So they're really sweet. They're just, not the best at handling. Hi, bubbies. Come here. Come on. Come here. Hey, come on. So, come here. These are not mature yet, and it takes a while, guys. It really does. It takes a really long time. So I separated these out about 2 months ago, and they're still not breeding yet. it'll take them a while. It'll take them a while to breed, and it'll take them a while to establish their colonies. And I mean a while. Like, I think I had these guys for the original crew for like 8 months. Yeah, about 8 months before they actually started producing for me. Hi. They're not mean. They're not mean. They're just not friendly. All right. And then you have the grow out. So this was actually pretty full earlier in the week. So what I do, and I hate to say this, majority of these that are held back are female. So how you're gonna figure out if they're female, you see, all right, see, they're not the nicest. So you see how it's a lot closer to her butthole. So she has her vagina and then she has her butthole, and it's a lot closer than a male's. So it's very, very, very close together. And obviously you don't see the scrotum either. So that's how you know. And then, see, more nipples. Oh yes, they also, you'll, almost bit me. You'll see the nipples, as opposed to this guy. You see how it's a lot further apart, and obviously you'll see the scrotum. So I do, I feed off the males first, and I will keep at least 1 or 2 males in here just in case. I need to keep them back to make another colony. But these guys are too old now. Now they're pretty much food. Or I'll keep them as a colony. They're either food or a colony. But this had about 50 in here earlier in the week, and I had to, they're all fed off now. But yeah, that's what I do. First thing I do is feed off the males. I'll keep a couple back that are the prettiest, the ones that are that I think would produce really beautiful babies, and then I will keep the females, majority of the females back. Now, once all of the males are fed off that needs to be fed off, I will keep. I'll start to feed off the females, but not many. It's only if they get to a certain size or if I need them, but most of the time I don't. So majority of the animals are, the majority of the animals are going to be female that I hold back, just to establish another colony. It's very weird with ASFs, and I don't think I'm explaining it correctly, but there's a lot more that goes into the ASFs. They don't produce the same. They have a different gestation. It's a little different, and a lot of something that a lot of people don't know. When they start to produce rodents, no matter the rodent, whether it's ASFs, rats, or mice, their first litter they usually kill off. They have to learn how to raise their litters. A lot of the time, it's a male that kills off the other male's offspring. But you know, once that first litter is out the way, you know, they'll survive after that for the most part. Now, there are, don't you dare, I'm watching you. You too. No, thank you. Now, there are exceptions to the rules. I did have a colony a year ago that I kept for a really long time, about a year, and they did not produce. And they kept killing their babies, and nothing went well. It was also because, I believe it was also because the bin size was not the correct size. So you see how small this is? They can reach the top, no problem. They can reach the water, no problem. Everything is fine. As opposed to these, where they're a lot taller and harder for these smaller rodents to reach the food and the water. And it's a lot harder for the little babies to reach the food and the water too. But these guys are more than established. So as you guys can tell, if you were paying attention to my reading, I did decide to produce mice. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, mice suck. I hate mice. For some reason, they made my shed smell worse. So my shed smelled bad because I had the rats. You didn't notice the ASF. That's another bonus about ASFs. You don't really smell them. I can keep the ASF solely in my house and not even know. They just don't smell. Unless it's like 2 months and you haven't, like, not 2 months, 2 weeks where you haven't cleaned them. 2 months is ridiculous. Don't ever do that. Like, if you don't clean them on a regular basis, obviously it's going to be more. It's going to smell eventually, but nothing close to this. So, I have mice. The first thing that happened, let me see if he's here. Oh, they smell terrible. And then I just cleaned this like 4 days ago. So this mouse right here, he's a fancy mouse. So I got all regular white females, and I had 2 fancy mice. 2. Where's the other fancy mouse? The other male ate him. As you can tell, this girl right here is already pregnant, and I just got these. So it was probably like 3 weeks ago I put these mice in here, and this girl's already pregnant. And I believe that one is starting to become pregnant. So that's awesome. Like I said, 3 weeks. Very different than ASFs, where these guys have been together, I believe, for 3 months or 2 months, and they haven't produced anything. 3 weeks, and they've already been producing. They're already starting to produce. Now, they did have a couple of babies, and like I said, most of them will kill off their first offspring. They did kill off their first offspring. So one of the females in here she already gave birth, and all of them were deceased when I came to check in on them. And then you have, and yes guys, I cleaned up the bins, this last bin that I'm about to show you. I did clean it up before I started filming. Because, as you can tell here, they had babies. And there was about, what would you say, Vinny? 10 deceased babies, maybe more. All right. So, a really cool thing, I like to look how pregnant that girl is. Look at how pregnant she is. Again, guys, this has only been 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and these guys are already producing. So that is what I like to call a gummy bear. This is a day old. I just found them this morning. This is a day old gummy bear. No, it's not really a gummy bear, and no, you cannot eat it. Oh, but you just want to. This is a gummy bear. This is what I call a gummy bear, aka a mouse pinky. So they're born naked, just like the rats. The ASFs have a little bit of fuzz on them. I don't know if you've ever seen a day old ASF, but the ASFs are born with hair on them. They're a little fuzzy. And they're a little bit bigger than this. Hey, you two, get along. Get along. So this little gummy bear is one of the surviving of the crew. I'm gonna give this back, have her baby back. And they, aside from the fact that they kill off their litters and they smell terrible, they produce very well, as you can see. And there are no arguments there. They produce very well. This, I bought a 2.6 as well. I did a 2.6 in here. The other male was already killed off. So now there's a 1.6. Same thing with this one, 1.6. Because the males do overpower the other, and they will kill each other's baby, like I said. So yeah, breeding is not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but it is rewarding once your colonies are established. Now these 2 up here that are already established for the ASFs, don't think about it. Don't you think about it. Thank you. The 2 that are up there that are already established, they make me, I don't get, it's not like constant because they're obviously raising their babies, and their babies take forever to grow. Oh yeah, I forgot that. ASF babies take forever to grow. Not like a rat or a mouse where most likely you're gonna have a hopper in maybe 3 to 4 days. No, like a week and a half. ASFs, those things have been fuzzy up there, I don't even know how long, a month. Like, it's ridiculous. I really should keep a log of what the growth chart is, but it is insane. When these guys are already weaned, and these guys, well, I don't know about these, but if the rats are already weaned, these still haven't even opened their eyes. It's crazy. I'll go through 2 cycles with rats, and they're still growing their babies. So, yeah. it's difficult, and every species is a little bit different. I know it's a lot of talking, guys, and it's kind of, and you guys see my pajama bottoms, and I love these pajama bottoms because I wear them all the time. It's kind of dry, and this is why I want to do a collaboration with Biggie's reptiles or Gomez pythons, because they have a much more established colony. My colonies are not huge with the ASFs. I can tell you what I do with them, and I can tell you what works and what doesn't work. That doesn't work for ASFs. I'm telling you right now. These do not work for ASFs. This works for ASFs and mice. Also, a big thing to know. Get your little faces back in there. Here. Yeah. So another thing to mention, look at the size, the whole size in here. I have to give these guys more food. The whole size in here, that is, I think, it's not a half inch. I think that's a 3/4 inch. No, because this is a 1/4 inch, so that has to be a half inch. So this is a 1/4 inch wire. This is for the mice. The mice can't come out of here. They can't rip out of here. The hoppers can't get out of there. And that they can get out of there. So that's another reason why you have to swap them. You can't have half inch with ASFs or mice because they're hoppers once they start to talk. Wow, I'm tired. They don't talk. It's not Stuart Little. Once they start to grow and they start to hop around and they start to explore on their own, they'll be able to get right out of this. So always 1/4 inch for your ASFs and your mice. And as you can see, guys, they're not jumping out. And I can do that with the ASFs too. They're not trying to leave. They're happy. They have food, they have water, they're comfortable. So, let me get up. I'm being lazy. So this is kind of a shorter video. I don't know if it's short, but compared to the hour that we could do with somebody else, hopefully in the future, we're gonna very near future. I'll get a hold of Biggie's reptiles or Gomez pythons, see if they can do a little collaboration video with me, because I think they can explain this stuff a lot easier. Like I said, my colonies are not that well established, so I can produce what I need, because not a lot of my animals eat mice, so I can produce what I need, but they have very well established colonies. And that's why we're gonna do a little collaboration. We're gonna try to do a little collaboration because I totally haven't asked them yet. So that's gonna be the wrap up of this video. I know it's kind of dry today, and I appreciate you guys sticking by, but you guys asked for this video, and I am gonna do a more in-depth one, and I want to do like some, stats and all of that with how well they do with ball pythons. But for now, this is what we're gonna talk about, and this is how I explained a little bit of it, and we're gonna get more in depth in the future. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below, hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.